What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the series where I build popular movie/TV show vehicles using cars in GTA Online. Again, guys, let me know in the comments what movie/TV show car you want to see me customize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next build video. And again, guys, as much as the community loves the Fast and Furious cars, let's try to focus on some other popular movie cars if possible so it doesn't get too repetitive. But anyways, in today's video, we're going to be building the General Lee Charger from the TV show The Dukes of Hazzard. Now, of course, we did have that spin-off movie from 2005, but I always like to refer to where it all started with the original TV show in 1979. And of course, it's most famous for the 1969 Dodge Charger that ran from the cops in almost every episode and did countless stunt jumps, resulting in over 100 totaled 1969 Chargers, which honestly is a real shame, but that of course was part of making the 147 total episodes they made. So the car we're going to be using for this build is the Imponte Beater Dukes, which can be found on the Southern San Andreas website for $378,000. And the reason we're using this one over the regular Dukes is because it offers some extra visual performance mods that makes it a bit closer to its real life counterpart. But of course, you can also use the Dukes if you're on a tight budget. Now, the Dukes is primarily based on the 1969 Dodge Charger, so this works out perfectly for this build. And to mention, the reason we're not using the Duke of Death with that front bull bar is because the exterior cage and the blower cannot be removed, unfortunately. But anyways, let's go ahead and start the build for the Dukes of Hazzard General Lee.
What she need then?
Alright, so as mentioned before in the previous video, I will be putting the high performance internal mods in these cars, all the maxed out ones, brakes, all that stuff, just so it's a bit more fun to drive. However, on certain builds we might skip the turbo just so we don't have that extra noise. So armor, brakes, front bumpers. For this one we're going to go to the repaired stock front bumper. That's the one you want to choose. Engine, max that out. Exhaust, you're good with either one of the rounds or the stock, either one of these two. Now there's some builds people did, the clones of the original General Lee, where they put this exhaust, the square exhaust, but factually, if we're referencing the original show, the closest would be one of the first two options, so stock or rounds. And the one on the actual car is somewhere in between. I would say the closest would probably still be the stock, but the stock on this one had maybe like a slight angle, sort of like this, but not as dramatic, and a bit further out, again, like the stock. So to me, the stock is the closest. Fenders, you're going to do repaired fenders. Grill, you're going to leave that stock. Hood, this one's important. We're going to go here to the inset hood, and this is extremely similar to the actual 69 Charger, and that's the main reason that we picked the Beater Dukes over the normal Dukes, because the normal Dukes does not have this hood option, and to me that really completes the look of this car. It makes that plain hood look a lot better, and kind of and this just, man, it completes the look. It really does. So inset hood. Horn, of course we have to go with the famous Dixie style horn. Lights, gonna leave those stock. Liveries, you're gonna skip that. Louvers, also skip that. Mirrors, so the real car had only one mirror on the driver's side. However, the style of the mirror was actually this one, the circular mirror, very similar to this, but you can see it puts it on both sides. So you kind of have to choose. You want the mirror on one side like the actual car, or do you want the actual mirror style but on both sides? All personal preference, really. And the stock is linked to the secondary color, so when we make that chrome, it will match, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Now the base of the mirror, you can see that's still there on the stock form, so it's almost like if it was broken off. I don't know, kind of weird, but in all honesty, this mirror from far away doesn't look too bad. So to kind of keep that look, that we only have the mirror on one side, we are going to keep it stock. Plates, now the plates on the actual General Lee is CNH 320. which you can do if your iFruit app is working. In my case, it's broken because I'm on next gen. It's broken for most people. The app just crashes, but it is what it is. So I just have a normal white plate for now. Respray. So for this one, you can go here to, you definitely want to go classic. So the orange on the General Lee does not have a pearl, and you want to pick either sunrise orange or regular orange. It's up to you. Honestly, the color is somewhere in between. So what I did is I joined one of the crews that's called General Lee. There's a bunch of them. General Lee something. They're always called General Lee something. So I'll leave a link to a couple of them down below in the description. The one I joined, this is the crew color, and this is very similar. Now it does look a bit bright. We have to get rid of the pearl, which we'll do here in a second. But in the shade and everything, it's like a bit darker, kind of like the real car. They did a really good job with this hex. So let's throw a matte black on here to get rid of that pearl. Crew color on top, so there's no pearl, and look at that. It looks absolutely amazing. A secondary color, of course, is the front grille, the trimmer on the windows, the fenders, the rear bumper, all that good stuff. So for this, you just want to go chrome. Boom. Awesome. Looks fantastic. And it even has the strip on the bottom, the side skirt, in chrome as well, just like the real car from the first episode. So very, very cool. Crew emblem. This crew also has the 01 as their crew emblem, which is amazing. Now obviously it's a lot smaller than the real car, but it's better than nothing, right? At least you can try to make this. Now here's the unfortunate part. If you leave this crew, obviously it will change the crew emblem on the car to your current active crew. So that's the only negative thing. You won't lose the crew color, but you will lose the crew emblem. A bit annoying, but it is what it is. I just did this for this video. So again, I will leave a link to a couple of those crews in the description down below. But honestly, when you go to Social Club, you just type in General Lee when you're searching for crews, and you'll find hundreds of them. But we'll do that there. Roll cage. So we have the clean interior option, which you definitely want. Then you have the roll cage and chassis upgrade. So, you know, just like the regular Dukes has this option, and then the seat removal. I'm sure most of you remember that. And then here are the options you get with the beater Dukes. So you have street cage, which looks pretty good. However, it changes the stock seats, like these right here, to the sport seats, which kind of ruins the look for me. And the cage itself is primary color with no padding or nothing. Then you got the track cage, which just kind of goes throughout the cabin, almost like a full cage. Then you got the padded, which looks pretty good. Then you got the dash cage, and of course the drag cage. And all of these change the seats, as you can see. So in all honesty, at least to me, so the General Lee did have a roll cage, but it was kind of like the street cage. It wasn't all the way like these. But this one does have that sports seat, unfortunately. So to me, honestly, I think this one right here, roll cage and chassis upgrade, will probably be the closest with what we have in online. If you don't want to have those sports seats. Now you do have the nitrous bottle in there as part of this upgrade. It is what it is, right? So you kind of have to live with it. You either want the sports seats or you want the stock seats with a different roll cage. Fully up to you, but I'm gonna go with this one here.
There you go.
Roof. So you definitely want to go painted roof. Now, here's the controversial rebel flag. But it's we don't have it in the game, obviously. The closest you're going to be able to get will be the Norwegian flag, but to me it's just kind of weird putting that on the car, right? So I don't know, it's just a bit strange. So I am going to put the American flag on here.
No rush at all.
So I think that's a nice reference, you know, without putting something that's a random Norwegian flag on the hood of this thing. It's just weird. I know it looks kind of like it, but I don't know. I prefer just put the American flag on top. Spoiler upgrade, you want to skip that. Suspension, you want to leave it stock. Transmission, not doing turbo. Wheels. So we do have very similar wheels in game. We go to the muscle car category, and they're called it's the last one, Mercenary. So nice and easy. Now, these wheels, if we go to paint here, you can see it's all one color. Now, the actual wheels on the General Lee, they're black and silver, which we can't do in game, unfortunately. So your best kind of route to go is either keep it alloy or maybe like a gray, fully up to you. I'm gonna go with the stone silver just so we have something kind of in between, so instead of just the alloy. So I'm gonna go stone silver there. Wheelie bar, skip that, but you do want to put the repaired rear bumper, which is in the wheelie bar section. Very weird, but repair the rear bumper. Windows, we're gonna keep those stock, and that's all the options there. So look at that. Generally, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead, exit to ground, take it for a drive, shall we? I wish we can keep that crew emblem, even if we change the cruise. It's kind of annoying that it changes it by itself, but that color in direct sunlight looks fantastic. Sounds great. First person. Awesome, awesome. Alright, floor it here. Now the exhaust note does change on the beater Dukes compared to the normal Dukes, and the engine model under the hood also changes as well. So now the beater Dukes is actually slower than the regular Dukes, so if you max both of them out and you race them, the beater Dukes will be a little bit slower, but it's not by much, and honestly it doesn't really matter because this isn't a top competing muscle car anyways. So yeah, plus you got that hood. I love that hood. To me, that's worth all the money right there. That hood looks so good. It really completes the look of this thing. So drives like a traditional muscle car, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure almost everybody watching this video has driven the Dukes in GTA Online. Now, something I do want to mention here, I know somebody's probably going to ask, why didn't I use the Duke of Death, for example, because it does have that bull bar. Well, it has that exterior cage on the outside, which you cannot remove, so that's why. I feel like, even though, yes, this one doesn't have the bull bar up front, everything else is pretty, I mean, it's close enough, honestly. This is as close as you can get it online without having that ridiculous cage on the outside. And besides, I think the blower, yeah, the blower is also forced on the Duke of Death, so something else to keep in mind. This is in the muscle car class, of course, which means you can do some wheelies. Try to manage the throttle there without it kicking up. There we go. Nice wheelie there. Look at that. Pretty decent wheelie. Alright, let's pull over and open all the doors and stuff here. Vehicle doors. Let's go all. Engine model there, of course, updated when you get the beater Dukes. I'm kind of copy and paste from the Gauntlet Classic. Love it. Kind of very similar engine model to a Hemi. Love that. Interior, we already talked about that. Copy and paste muscle car interior, that eyesore of a nitrous bottle, which you don't really see too much when you're driving anyways. And then with that, I think most of the roll cage options, it also includes the fuel cell back here, so something else to keep in mind. But I mean, overall, from an exterior standpoint, if we close all the doors here, boom. I mean, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what movie/TV show build you want to see me do next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.